right, our players are ready, so this is going to be game number 2 between Millennium Stephano and Rain KiWiKaKi.
That's right.
We have it.
The countdown, and then the loading screen,
The
and
anticipation screen.
then the carnage.
Yes. Hopefully more carnage than anything else. All right, so down here at the 6 o'clock position on Shattered Temple, we have our pink Zerg player who is up 1-0. That is Millennium Stephano. Let's hear a cheer.
All right, and at the top of the map, the Survivor Protoss making it all the way through the open bracket to face his nemesis again here on the main stage. Give it up for Rain KiWiKaKi.
All right, so here we are, man. Game number 1 started with Kiwi going after actually a build that I had seen him do quite a bit. Was
what's
that double gateway, chrono boosted zealots, just trying to put on some pressure. And we got to say, we were pretty happy with the amount of pressure Kiwi put on there at the beginning. Was able to take out that third from Stephano pretty easily.
Yeah, he killed the third. That cost Stephano some time and resources. After that, though, you know, it's like I keep saying, I really feel that Zergs just have this Stargate play figured out, you know, that Protoss players can do this. Just very few Protoss players that I've seen that can make the Stargate play work, and they keep trying it. So, I don't know. I feel like Protoss players need to find a few different things to do against Zerg. We do see a little bit of variation, but the prevalence of Stargate, I think, is making it easy for Zerg almost.
Yeah, certainly. You've been talking about it. It's almost a coin flip, especially when you go, you were saying that that was the right approach, put on pressure, then maybe transition to Stargate after that, but even then we saw that if it's picked up easily, a Zerg player can defend against it without really much of a problem, as Stephano was able to drop down those Spore Crawlers right away, drive away those Void Rays, and even maybe more importantly, counterattacked at just the right time, pulling those Void Rays off and inflicting significant damage, killing 25 workers in that first run by.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to say at all that Stargate play in PvZ is a bad thing to do. It's certainly not a bad strategy at all. It's just something that Zerg players have seemed to figure out really effective ways to handle. So, you know, it becomes a little bit more dangerous to try. But we'll have to see what KiWiKaKi has planned. He is going to be Forge expanding. Pool on the way, the gaseous finish for Stephano. What?
KiWiKaKi was, he had these like 4 million rally points all the way around this hatchery, and the hatchery got down nonetheless. So, yeah, sad. KiWiKaKi should have just made a like an upset face there with rally points. But
like, what do I do with my life now? I can never go home.
Quick Nexus out for KiWiKaKi. Forge just finishing up as well, so he should be able to remain protected against any sort of a quick run by as he establishes a nice 2-base economy to begin this game.
Yeah, you can see KiWiKaKi doing some scouting with his probe as well, and trying to look for any hidden expansions, trying to just make sure that he has all the information he can about his opponent, and he could even, you know, proxy a building or two. I doubt that's what we're going to see, but he's being very thorough about all this.
Could very well be proxy tech. We'll find out. Or that probe could just be used for a delayed scout later on, but the position of that does make you go,
Yeah, and you know, it may not even be intentional that he sent him right there too. You know, when you're playing a game real quick, you click on the minimap for where you want your worker to scout, and he might have just kind of clicked over on that area. But I don't know, that probe has me a little bit suspicious. We'll have to see if anything comes out of that.
Rogue Zergling is running across the map as well. Maybe it'll pick up on the probe. We'll find out. Nope, probe making its way back down, but here we have...
All right.
Can't even successfully hide. Missed rally points, now can't hide against a Zergling. Basically a failure.
It's the mean streets of Shattered Temple, man. I mean, it's dangerous for a probe to be out there by himself.
That is true. He's going to make his way back on creep here in a second. That Queen will be there to intercept or moving itself off of creep way on the left-hand side. But anyway,
just chilling out.
One way or another. Yes. And so we do have double gateway coming back up for KiWiKaKi, and he is without gas once again. So we are going to see that early Zergling attack. Yep, there we go, right into 2 Zealots. And he usually puts out 4 to 6 of them, then throws down quad gas, produces a couple more units, and then ends up running into his opponent after that.
Well, the cool thing about that on this map is that your Zerg opponent is generally not going to be able to take a very fast third, so you can actually put that pressure right on his natural expansion instead of on the third, and sometimes that can be pretty beneficial. But, you know, Zergling speed is going to be done in time. It all is going to depend on if Stephano does produce enough. Oh, he's actually going to send it right to break the rocks. Cool. KiWiKaKi wanting a fast third himself. That's kind of neat.
Well, yeah, and it's one of those situations as well where, kind of like we were talking about, I forgot if it was earlier today or yesterday, but if your units aren't doing anything anyway, and you're going to wait for a few more Zealots to come out, you might as well have them do something and take out those destructible rocks, although a Zergling just sitting by here kind of hanging out, seeing what's going on. Sees a lot of Zealots on the field. I think Stephano's going to be a little bit better prepared. But KiWiKaKi, obviously, with that probe that was on the right-hand side, is already aware of this little bit hidden third.
Yeah, he sees all 4 Zealots, like you mentioned, and he also sees them hitting the rocks, too. So only producing 6 Zerglings, though, you know, you can kind of tell that KiWiKaKi doesn't want to get too aggressive with this just yet. Instead, starting a Lair and a Roach Warren as well. So kind of going into something similar to what we've seen him do a lot this weekend, getting the Speedlings, getting the Roaches, getting the Roach upgrades, and then just being really big and powerful with that big, like, meaty Roachling army.
And we are going to have a very, very quick, or a lot of very quick Roach upgrades, as 3-base Roach with the Evolution Chamber in place is going to be pretty effective. And look at this, Stephano says, you go off your destructible rocks, I'll take the other side of them.
Yeah.
And so he wants to open up another flank, and there we go. Excuse me, just as you were saying before, KiWiKaKi has his 3rd Nexus coming down.
Now, Stephano is actually looking to take a quick 4th base because he has already started his 3rd down at about the 4 o'clock position. Oh, but KiWiKaKi knows. He's got the Zealot sense. Sending him some Zealots down. Does Stephano have enough Lings? Not right now at the moment here. KiWiKaKi hesitating just a little bit. He needs to be moving in before more Lings come out.
Lings are coming at the top left-hand corner as well, and they are going to be able to take down KiWiKaKi's 3rd. Let's hope that he's able to save that. I'm actually going to look at that here in just a second just to make sure he gets the cancel. Yes, he does, but he is going to go to town on Stephano's 3rd.
That's a lucky queen right there. She just is like, excuse me. Pushing through there. And the hatchery is going to go down. Not a lot that Stephano can do about that. Yep, Zealots are not going to be killed in time. And again, Stephano losing a quick 3rd to this little Zealot poke by KiWiKaKi.
Yeah, certainly. A lot of Zerglings actually went down as well. I believe 8 of them. So he got a little bit of extra benefit for his money, but at the same time, Stephano ran by with those Lings straight into the natural as well and killed a couple of probes. Workers killed. Stephano's killed 5 altogether. Nothing for Kiwi at the moment. He is bypassing Stargate altogether just to move straight into 6 gate with +1.
Yep, moving into Robo as well, so that is kind of the tech he will be choosing. Love to see some sort of Warp Prism play out of KiWiKaKi. He's one of the players that I actually haven't seen do that too often yet, but, you know, it's becoming more and more popular. I mean, you know, Special Tactics White Ra, you know, showed us what can be done with it. We might see some more.
KiWiKaKi's one of those players that's always on the forefront of new builds and new strategies.
Yeah, he always has been, absolutely.
These Zerglings are going to make their way into the left in a second. They should just run up and go kill that. But anyway, they'll figure it out there in a second.
They're like,
hey,
it's warmer here. Oh, yeah, there's the ramp. Oh, we found it. All right, good. Oh, and there's no Nexus.
You know, Kiwi, you know, one of the, you know, a couple of patches ago, whenever the Warp Gate timings were changed and they decreased the time, the build times for things to come out of just normal gateways, those are cute dancing Zerglings. He's got to watch out for those sentries, though. Pretty good control. Has to watch out for the second set. No, looks like Stephano's just going to run on by. KiWiKaKi's figuring out, though, that, hey, I can still put up a bunch of units, delay my Warp Gate technology for a good period of time, put on that pressure, and almost guarantee myself the hatchery kill as long as I chrono boost out those early Zealots, because people just aren't prepared.
Exactly. Oh, look at this. A Robotics Bay and a Warp Prism on the way. You might just use that Robotics Bay for the Warp Prism speed, or you may be planning on getting Colossi a little bit later after doing some harassment with it, too. But this is so cool. I love this. This tournament is at such a great time because it's really letting us see a lot of these brand new strategies in PvZ.
And Stephano lost a few Lings there, was thinking about busting through with Roaches, but he's going to send those right up through the middle. There's not a ton of units here for KiWiKaKi. He's going to have to back up to a couple of Photon Cannons. There are some of those in place, but this Forge is going to fall down very quickly.
Yep, that plus armor upgrade is never going to finish the Forge, getting insta-gibbed right there. And KiWiKaKi, you know, he's very sentry heavy here. He used a lot of energy for those force fields. And the Roaches, you know, they know that there's probably still some force fields left, so just going to call it a day right there. Killing the Forge is kind of nice.
Forge maybe even getting Jethro gibbed. We do have the Roaches making their way out to the top left-hand corner. They're going to start picking away at the destructible rocks. Of course, KiWiKaKi is on top of this, moving a bunch of his units across. And of course, the longer this attack takes to hit, Stephano sending most of his forces home, the longer this would take to hit, the more prepared the KiWiKaKi was going to be. And he's actually in a really good spot. He's got 3 base up.
Here comes the Warp Prism on the right side of the map at the 3 o'clock. There it is.
Is it under attack yet? No, but a queen is being sent over now, but there's...
Oh, that's because there's a fight over on the by the ramp at the 3rd. I'm like distracting him, like, we're not going to look at anything that's happening now.
There's only a couple of Roaches over there, though. As we saw before, Stephano pulled most of his forces away. That Warp Prism actually pulling away, just losing exactly 100 shields. No permanent damage.
It's good. Yeah, I mean, at the new higher health for the Warp Prisms as well is really making Protoss players more willing to use them. Oh, he might scout that base coming up as well. Does he see it? He does indeed, and right away KiWiKaKi turning that warp prism into the mode where it lets you warp in a couple of units and
still no warp ins.
units. All right. So
Okay, we'll see. We'll catch back up with that in a bit. He is moving up to 8-gate double forge, though, so he's going to have a pretty powerful gateway push here in a bit. Stephano, on the other hand, he already has Corruptors in the mix because he picked up on Colossi. He's putting up 2 hatcheries at the same time. One of those, of course, the base that KiWiKaKi is privy to, but not attacking. And that Roach actually can't see the warp prism that's up on the high ground because there's no air units around there.
It's like a beautiful chandelier of death. Just kind of rotating there above the cliff.
Chandelier of death.
Oh, look at that. Stephano with some nice foresight there, burrowing his Hydralisks to keep that knowledge from KiWiKaKi. Wants to try to prevent KiWiKaKi from knowing about those. Now,
but he did see the Hydralisk down with the
did he?
hallucinated Phoenix.
Well,
so,
never mind. I guess those Hydras were just cold then.
There are 3 Corruptors in the mix now. Actually, there should be a few more. Let's take a look at the units tab. Yeah, 8 actually on the field altogether. Taking a look, is this? No, this is still layer tech. We've not gone up to Hive quite yet. So no Greater Spire incoming. Those Corruptors just going to be used as anti-Colossi deterrent.
I mean, KiWiKaKi not getting aggressive at all, taking that gold. He's just kind of saying, I'm just going to keep macroing, and if you want to come attack me, go for it. You know, I'm just going to have a nice big army. I'm just going to take some bases.
And the Corruptors see the Warp Prism at just the moment. All the Zealots come in. If that had been about 5 seconds beforehand, that would have been very, very good as KiWiKaKi is pushing across the middle of the map. But because there's nothing distracting Stephano, he's going to be prepared for that attack.
Stephano trying to push ahead. KiWiKaKi buying some time with those force fields.
And Kiwi's going to push up. Now these
Colossus going down.
Yeah, and it looks like the second's going to fall
one
very quickly as well.
And these Hydras are going to be so effective right now.
And so Stephano making his way back up. These Corruptors are low health, but certainly not dead. They are going to kill the last Colossus. Now there's just a handful of Stalkers remaining. However, there's really not that many reinforcements coming up for Stephano. So these Stalkers and Immortals should be able to hold off this. Now, Stephano still did kill those very, very expensive Colossi, so he did his job. He did everything that was necessary there. But KiWiKaKi still does have a few units left over.
Is KiWiKaKi actually just gonna, he's gonna walk back there. He's gotta know there's some units burrowed as well.
Oh, sure.
And where are the observers for KiWiKaKi right now?
Let's see, there's actually none on the field.
Oh, there's not any out there. All right, so he's not gonna be able to see that. There is a cannon warping in though, it is gold, so he will be able to see those at some point.
Yeah, Corruptors were trying to pick off a random Colossus, but they fly over the Stalkers. 2 Corruptors have already fallen.
Oh, man.
A third goes down. A fourth is just kind of keeps going up.
Wow. Pay attention, Corruptors.
And the Hydras are making their way over to the left, but there's only 1 probe there. They will get a couple of photon cannons, it looks like, though.
Yep. Oh, that's a big warp in from KiWiKaKi. 2 more Colossi out right now. The Corruptors, though, are going to be able to take them down so quickly. But you know what? Stephano just does not have a lot besides the Corruptors to handle those Stalkers of KiWiKaKi right now.
No, you're absolutely right. He is moving up with a few more Hydralisks, though, and those Hydralisks are very, very effective against Mortals and Stalkers alike. And these 3 Stalkers, Hydralisks on the left-hand side are actually about to pick away at that Nexus.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, they actually are. They're not going to be able to get it, but it was close. And those Corruptors, again, just sitting there. They're on hold position. 3 more Corruptors getting taken out by Stephano. He has been playing so well up to this point, man. I mean,
luckiest Hydra in the world just kind of skirts by the forces out of KiWiKaKi. Hey, guys, what's up?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what's happening with Stephano here. I mean, he's been losing a lot of Corruptors easily. I mean, maybe he wants to free up some supply. I suppose that's possible, but really losing maybe a few too many here.
Yeah, and let's see, he's going to make another push here in just a second, as there are still a lot of forces left over, but all of a sudden the anti-Colossi threat seems much less, as those Colossus are starting to go to work. They've taken out quite a few units already, and the Hydras are all that's remaining, so Kiwi is actually fighting himself back into this.
Oh man, the armies for Stephano have just been looking smaller and smaller every single engagement. Stephano's still about 30 supply up, making a lot of roaches right now, but KiWiKaKi, he's been able to defend with ease.
Yeah,
still has 2 Colossi after that.
He's going to have a Stargate.
Yeah.
So Stargate coming up is going to allow him to throw in some couple of Phoenixes or Void Rays into the mixes, depending on what he wants to actually just annoy those Corruptors for as long as possible. But this is still just going to be mass roach out of Stephano. Stephano's been only on 5 bases this entire time. Yes, one of those is the gold, but
there is a fleet beacon coming out for Rain KiWiKaKi.
Yeah.
You guys know what that means. If KiWiKaKi's making Fleet Beacon, that means that pretty soon we're going to get to see the mothership.
Yeah, that's right. The lights went red in here when the Fleet Beacon came up.
That's
that was
right.
awesome. Yeah, so mothership, maybe a carrier or two thrown into the mix later on.
Maybe,
Kind of cute.
maybe
A lot of
not.
roaches making their way over the left-hand side. There are 3
Oh.
photon cannons here, though. Stephano just running past those for the time being so we can
Yep.
try and get the Nexus snipe, but already a few units warping in for KiWiKaKi.
Yeah, don't know how well this is really going to work for Stephano. At the same time, a large force moving up towards the natural. Ton of roaches here. They are 1 armor, 2 attack, but man, look at all those colossi. That is not going to work one bit. And there is a mothership on the way for Rain KiWiKaKi.
Don't worry, that's Halo. And the mothership appearing over at the 12 o'clock now. It's going to come out in about a year and a half, so we'll see when KiWiKaKi can take advantage of that.
That's true. When Heart of the Swarm is out, the mothership will be like, hey, I'm here. It's
20-second
There-
build time. Hey.
Now look by the Zelnagatar. Oh, it stopped. There was a roach that was just totally freaking out, man. He was like this scared roach. He's like, guys, I know we trained, but I don't know. Now we're at the Zelnagatar. I don't know if I can do this. He's okay now.
KiWiKaKi planning down his 4x6 on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, these roaches are detected. They're trying to sneak away. No one can see us. No one can see us.
It's like Jurassic Park. If we don't move, maybe it can't see us.
And Stephano has a good number of Corruptors up now, but the Colossi number has really gone up. There's a ton of Blink Stalkers in the mix as well. So the Corruptors are actually going to fall pretty quickly. Or even if they do, there's not that many roaches behind here.
You know, the fact is, too, is that mothership is going to fall pretty quickly to those Corruptors, and those Colossi might as well. Here we go. A lot of roaches being toasted by the Colossi. A lot quicker than the Colossi are getting taken out by the Corruptors.
Yeah, and
KiWiKaKi trying to save him.
they've already done their damage in this engagement as well. The entire attack force for Stephano was cleared up. The Corruptors are starting to disappear as well. All the Blink Stalkers are remaining, and that mothership is 10 seconds away.
Which base is it coming out of?
Right up at the 12 o'clock. Let's announce its
Oh,
arrival.
yeah, there it is.
Boom.
And ta-da! Welcome, mothership.
And
We've been
okay.
waiting for you.
Blink Stalkers with an observer on the left-hand side. Looks like they're going to make their way right into Stephano's main.
Oh, if he can snipe this hive, that is huge. Oh, nice fungal on those stalkers as well, though. Can Stephano keep them in the base and kill them off with these lings?
And it looks like he will be able to take out a
almost.
few with him, but
It's a
KiWiKaKi
hatchery.
with a nice reaction time just
Yeah.
before the next fungal was to hit.
Not bad at all. So the mothership is out. Where is she going? She went down to the gold base, decided to cloak some probes right there. She's
And
got a busy
structure.
schedule. Don't bother her.
There's a lot of stalkers here now. We are already on +3 weapons, +2 armor coming up now. Stephano, on the other hand,
At the 3 o'clock base, at the 2 o'clock base, DTs coming in to do some damage.
here they come. And let's see,
there's
is
a
there a
spore there.
sport crawler there? Yeah, yes there is. So the DTs
All
are
right.
getting cleaned up, but they have pretty high DPS. Oh,
Well,
last one falls. And the
those
transfusion.
were the D-grade Dark Templar in Dark Templar school. They're like, we want to go to Shattered Temple, and their instructor's like, all right, go ahead.
Herpaderp.
You guys will do fine, I'm sure.
And let's see here. So the Corruptors over swinging around the right-hand side, going to see if they can pick off a random unit. This Overlord just doesn't know where to drop anything, running around scared at the moment.
It's like one of the saddest things I've ever seen.
And all right, so there are 3 roaches up now.
Scared
It
the
finally
roaches out
does
of
get down,
Yep.
and the roach is going to get killed here in a second.
Yep, well, you know, we got a little bit of scouting done. Ooh, burrowed roach action.
The roaches are still burrowed over on the
Yes.
left-hand side as well. They've been there for a while.
Yep, they're still okay. They're just kind of chilling out now.
A little bit of a standoff as both players are saving up a lot of resources. That is a pretty good amount of Colossi. Mothership trail, well, not. Maybe this
doing
is going
much
to be
yet,
like attack and then mass recall back to the natural or something like that.
You know, it certainly could be. If things get bad, it's a good thing to do. You know, that Overlord that dropped off those 3 roaches found another Overlord above Rain KiWiKaKi's main. He's like, you should have been there. It was intense.
Well, here we go. KiWiKaKi is going to make his way into this hatchery over at the 2 o'clock position. I think we are going to see mass recall micro here in a second as soon as Stephano brings up all of his forces,
That's
unless
possible.
Kiwi can get away and engage.
Nice little base snipe by KiWiKaKi, and here comes the army for Stephano. It's not actually looking terribly strong here, the Colossi. Oh, and there's a recall. Wow, look at that.
Very nice
Beautiful.
job. Very nice job. Greater Spire is about to finish up for Stephano. 3 more Stargates being added to the mix along with +1 Protoss air weapons.
Awesome, and you know, we could see anything out of those Stargates. We could even see carriers now that the Fleet Beacon is out as well. KiWiKaKi is just really playing at his KiWiKaKiest this game, isn't
Yeah,
he?
it really is.
Yeah.
You know, Idra recently was talking about how KiWiKaKi is the only guy who's really using motherships all that well in games because they actually are really, really good. We kind of saw a little bit of it right there. That mass recall is very, very nice, taking out that base in the process. Stephano morphing in a bunch of Broodlords, though.
Yeah, I would be inclined to agree. I mean, the big temptation is just to go and try to attack and use the Mothership Cloak as kind of like the main asset that the Mothership gives you. But yeah, KiWiKaKi showing us that the Mothership can be used as sort of just this background support unit as well. Very cool to see finally.
Neural Parasite just finished up, so even with their decreased range, if Stephano can get close enough, he should be able to grab hold of some of those Colossi or something along those lines.
See how many Broodlords are out for Stephano now?
That is a
a
frightening amount, actually. Let's go ahead and go back to the action, though, as the hatchery is going to be canceled for Stephano right away. KiWiKaKi going to kill a few units as they move up. Stephano doesn't even really want to engage. He just wants to try and flank those forces to the side.
Whoa, and it is split map versus split map here on Shattered Temple. KiWiKaKi, is he going to mass recall out again? We'll see. The Broodlord's coming in.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to take the opportunity to move up and take out a couple of Broodlords, but recalls once again.
Look at that.
And we have 4 Void Rays actually in production, so KiWiKaKi was clearing up supply to make a Void Ray wall.
It's like the ninja army vanished quickly without trace. At least that's what they say in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze anyway, about ninjas. I mean, that's where I got that one, yeah.
Well done. I bow to that
Thank
reference.
you.
Yes.
One of the best movies of all time.
Here come the Broodlords, though.
Ninja, rap. I still know the dance. It's sad.
Oh, Broodlords are going to start laying siege to the Nexus at the Cult. Those Broodlords are pretty powerful at the moment. Their Broodlings are pretty well upgraded. The +1 flyer attack's just about to finish up, though. And here comes the Mothership along with the units this time around. KiWiKaKi not too worried about protecting that gold base. He's not really doing any mining from that. Here we go.
Yep. Oh, nice fungals from Stephano. And are the Broodlords going to do enough DPS? We're going to find out. Oh, Neural Parasite on the Mothership.
Oh no! Oh, look at all the Broodlings moving through as well. Stephano crashing through a lot of forces, but already KiWiKaKi remaxing so quickly, pushing those forces away. No support forces left over, and the Broodlords are exposed.
Where are the Overseers for Stephano? I mean, I feel like we saw this before in some of his other games. He just does not make a lot of Overseers. He's got 3 on the way now, but he really could have used a couple in that fight.
And it looks like Stephano is going to make a little bit of a stand, or at least get off a volley and force the units back from KiWiKaKi. All right, decent play right there. KiWiKaKi regains control of that Mothership.
It's good that when you can control your own units, it's kind of nice. Yeah, it's true.
That's just a pretty good unit, yo.
That's true, man.
Anyway, so...
looks like KiWiKaKi is going to move in to try to snipe this base. Again, the Mothership moving back into position to recall.
Uh-oh, but Stephano's moving up at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, so we'll see if this actually ends up working for him.
Oh, he's going to go for it. That's a lot of Broodlings. But no, the 5th base for Stephano taken out again. And again, Stephano, you know, we saw the same thing 5 minutes ago. I feel like we're watching the same part of the game again. Here comes the Zerg army.
Oh, but he's taking out an extra base this time.
Yeah, he's
and there's the recall.
And there's the recall. Wow. That is how to use a Mothership. I have never seen such great Mothership usage as I have in this game from KiWiKaKi.
And no, this is really, really effective, and he's kept it alive the entire time. It's been an integral part of his army at certain points.
It's been part of the Zerg army for a couple points too, but that's okay. It wasn't very long.
Corruptors are starting to pick away at the Colossi, though, actually doing a very good job of that. Blink Stalkers on the right-hand side trying to pick off as many Broodlords as they can. That's a lot of clutter right there, but 3 or 4 Broodlords have fallen. A couple more going down in the process as well. But the Mothership goes down.
Maybe we'll see another
look at those
one
warpins.
soon. Yeah, wow, lots of warpins from KiWiKaKi. And the thing is, those Colossi were really what were keeping those Stalkers alive against the Broodlords, killing the Broodlings so quickly. The last of the Broodlords going down right now from KiWiKaKi, and Stephano is just left with a lot of Corruptors and a lot of sadness.
But you know, he is ahead by about 70 supply at the moment. It looks like he actually dropped in, I'm sorry, during that huge fight. A few Roaches made their way over on the left-hand side and killed a few workers. Stephano's actually killed 45 workers this game.
Yeah, you know, he's definitely not out of it yet by any means.
Exactly, and both players are about tied in, in workers at at the moment. That means there's a big deficit. I actually saw that there were a couple of DTs on the map as well, but I actually can't find where they're at or if they're actually doing anything right now.
KiWiKaKi is nearly out of resources. He has like 0 income right now, actually.
Yep, and looks like Stephano wants to make a big old push here.
Yep.
Could he actually find a way to turn this game around? It looked like Kiwi was in a very, very good spot.
You know, despite that great mothership control from KiWiKaKi, Stephano just played so solid. He managed to trade armies over and over, much more efficient for a Zerg player to do that, and Stephano may actually come back and win this game right now.
And let's see here. Stephano keeps flooding in units. These Stalkers cannot engage yet. They cannot blink up. It looks like KiWiKaKi pulling back temporarily to that photon cannon line, or at least close to it. The Broodlords are laying siege to a lot of structures. The Fleet Beacon is depowered, going to go down in a second. That Mothership going to pop out along the rest of Kiwi's army. He's going to try and make a stand there.
Yeah, don't tell that Mothership what happened to the last one. She might not spawn then. And yeah, Ling's taking out yet another Nexus, and KiWiKaKi, you know, like I said, just with no mining at all, just can't produce an army fast enough to handle this. If KiWiKaKi wins this game, it's going to be an absolute miracle.
Yeah, it really is. One lone DT sitting over on the right-hand side, hasn't been asked to deny anything at the moment. Broodlord's just throwing a few shots at this Nexus on the right-hand side as the majority of the force actually makes their way over to the left. I don't know why the Broodlords aren't there and laying siege to the photon cannons first, and will result in a few roach losses, but those are acceptable for Stephano at the moment. Still does have a pretty big advantage.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, looks like that Nexus will live, but that's okay. Not much going on there anyway. And yeah, a ton of Archons out for KiWiKaKi right now at that 9 o'clock base. Roaches, though, at the 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll find out. Is that going to be enough Archons? 323 upgrades.
I don't know, man. How many Archons does it take to get to the center of a powerful Zerg player? We're about to find out.
Yeah, we're going to hope that it's more than or less than 9. Anyway.
3. No, probably more than 3.
A 1, a 2, a dead Broodlords. Corruptors are going to make their way over to the right, and looks like Stephano finally has established that base at the 2 o'clock position. We'll be mining from there.
KiWiKaKi
brother.
Yeah, well, that's good. KiWiKaKi lost a lot of Nexuses, but he didn't lose the ones that he was actually mining from, so he still has a decent army. Look at that, the supply actually even about right now for these guys. I can't believe I'm seeing this. KiWiKaKi marching across the map, but will it be enough?
Yeah, that Mothership trailing behind, so...
Wow.
I love it. Someone calling for the Archon toilet.
And I think that is exactly what we're going to see. You know, the 1.5 seconds of invulnerability doesn't make that much of a difference when there's that many Archons. So KiWiKaKi, depending on the control, could still win this game. The miracle could happen.
And let's see.
Oh, man.
Oh, God, he's going to make his way out here in a bit. I'm actually really, really nervous for this next fight. I don't know who's going to win this. A lot of it's going to come down to control, especially with the Infestors and high energy. A couple of clutch neural parasites, and this could go back. Let's see. Oh, actually, the Mothership's sitting back.
Moved back.
We may be doing a mass recall here. He's just going to try and engage as many units as he can.
I think he might. Not enough Corruptors really make the Colossi worry too much, blinking ahead to take out the Broodlords. But you know what? The Archons are going to have to be the ones to take out the Broodlings this time. Oh, there's a recall. But he doesn't get quite everything, and he's going to lose some Archons.
Interesting to note, you can't recall neural parasited units right there. So never actually had an opportunity where I've seen that in game. But yeah, so there's still a 30 supply advantage for Stephano at the moment. This DT was doing work over at Stephano's base, denied mining for quite a while.
Yeah, you recall a neural parasited unit, and it appears in the Protoss army with like half of an Infestor tentacle hang up. It's like, ugh! It's like, get it off.
Starts doing damage to everyone again. But, okay, so KiWiKaKi still has his Mothership alive, still has a lot of tech at his disposal, still has the Stargate infrastructure on the left-hand side. You know what? But Stephano, he has not had his bases threatened in a while. That DT denied mining for just a little bit. But we may have a situation where we're going to have a completely mined-out map.
I think we certainly might, man. There's not a lot of minerals out there at all right now. And, you know, here's the thing is that I really feel like we were saying earlier, like the Archon toilet would be it'd be the perfect option in this case. If he can catch a lot of units, get all the Archons in there, yes, he might lose the Mothership, but the trade-off would be him insta-giving the entire army of Stephano when it comes out. I don't know, man. I mean,
yeah,
let's see what happens.
We'll find out. More Archons being added to the mix, Colossi being dumped in as well. So Kiwi trying to build as big of an army as he can, but he's starting to run low on his remaining mining bases. Where's Stephano doing mining? Down at the bottom right and over at the 2 o'clock, and that is about it. Adrenal glands on the way for Stephano, though.
you know, their income right now is about even. Both of them are mining about 1,000 minerals a minute, about, 500, 600 gas a minute. So they're on even footing right now. It's just that KiWiKaKi is going to have a much harder time maxing out than Stephano will. Producing some Void Rays right now to try to go after the Broodlords. Remember the Void Rays did have that change a little while ago to do more damage to massive units such as Broodlords.
So a drop here down to the bottom left-hand corner as these roaches are going to try and come up and deny any mining over at this 6th base for KiWiKaKi.
KiWiKaKi does not need this right now. Oh, nice response, pulling away the probes in time.
At the same time, another Roach army was heading over to the 3 o'clock position. Kiwi finally pulling some units out of position to deal with that. Roaches are going to try and pick off a couple of Stargates, I would imagine, up there.
Maybe just kind of looking for a base, just kind of making sure that there is no mining going on at all for his opponent. Both of these guys know that the mining is the most important thing right now.
Yeah, certainly. And I would have thought that Kiwi would have tried another one of those run and gun, take out this 6th hatchery for Stephano and then recall his units at some point. Yeah. But nope, lone mothership moving up to the top left-hand corner to deal with the roaches. She wants to deal with them herself.
No, that's a bit dangerous to do. Well, I guess not against roaches, but still, I get worried when mothership goes out on her own.
Don't do a lot of damage. They just kind of lightly pat them on the back a few times until they explode.
Oh, well.
Anyway, so 6 roaches now up for Stephano. The supplies are going to be pretty equal once again.
Yeah, and higher than they were last time, too. This game just keeps going, man. Both of these guys are being so careful right now. Stephano knows that if he wins this game, he's going to advance. KiWiKaKi will be eliminated. And KiWiKaKi knows that he'd be eliminated if he loses his game, too. So both these guys being very, very, very careful here.
The game getting to feel like, wow, the one against, I think it was, Stephano MVP in the GeForce tournament that Husky casted that was like a million hours long. So
I can't remember the one you're talking about, but there have been some really long games out there. I remember a game way back when I casted between Heypro and Ver on the old Shakuros Plateau that went for well over an hour, and every mineral was mined out as well. So these games do happen every once in a while.
We're getting there, man.
It's really cool to see how players handle these extreme late game situations.
Right.
This is a kind of a position that a lot of players don't have as much experience in, obviously. So it's neat to see how each one handles it. It really showcases the ability to think on your feet.
Wow, Stephano has a ton of spine crawlers, though. So he has cleared up a lot of supply that he can pump back into units. So he is going to be in fine position to really make a nice big siege push. Is this? Uh-oh. What? The mothership's going around the left. He's going to try and recall into the main, possibly?
Oh, that would be a good idea. Oh, and it is moving that direction. Oh, and it's stopping. It's not moving anymore.
Oh, he's actually going to attack. He's going to attack at the 2 o'clock, and then he's going to recall back into the main.
I'm so excited. This is going to be awesome. The mothership moving into the main at the same time. The army for KiWiKaKi drawing the army for Stephano all the way. Oh,
there's the recall.
The recall into the main.
Oh, and Stephano losing quite a bit. The Hive Tech is just about to go down. He has to pull all of his units across. More Void Rays are being added to the mix. There goes Hive. There goes Technology. Greater Spire going to fall as well.
Greater Spire going down. Infestation Pit going down. You know what? He has got enough energy on that mothership for another recall.
Oh, he really does. So he's going to be able to pull them back in just a second as soon as the Broodlords get in position. So as long as more neural parasites don't go on, a lot of damage going to be done. Those Corruptors are moving back.
And it looks like some of the Overseers taken out. KiWiKaKi pulling back, making sure that he doesn't get neural parasite. Just like you said, getting everything into a nice big ball. And there they go.
There's the recall.
Man.
Wow.
KiWiKaKi, this guy is on fire. Holy cow.
I think this may be the best game I've ever casted.
This could be one of the best, easily one of the best ZVPs I have ever seen in my life. This is amazing. You guys are lucky to be here and see this. This is awesome.
Got a stupid grin on my face the entire time. Yeah!
You guys on the stream too at home, this is historic, man.
All right, so Stephano's going to make his way over to the left. He's going to try and lay siege to this mining base. Really the only remaining mining that KiWiKaKi is doing. It's going to force him to react, and it looks like he's going to try and pull everything up.
He's forcing KiWiKaKi to be defensive for once. Stephano taking the action to his opponent, but is KiWiKaKi going to be able to respond? We're going to find out. The Broodlords are actually a little bit out of position there.
Yeah, and they've already launched a Broodling Strike, which means they didn't have as much to go ahead and launch an attack against the front line of units. There's the blink up. A few of those Broodlords are going down. The Colossi are actually doing quite a bit of damage. The Infestors are only able to grab a couple of Archons.
Yep, those Stalkers are living for quite a while, but they finally do get taken out. The Archons are there as well. Neural Parasite on a couple Archons there.
Oh my God, these Broodlords are starting to get
fight.
low. It really is, but then once the Archons go down, Kiwi's going to have nothing to deflect the Broodlords.
The Broodlords are so strong right now. They're really winning this game for Stephano.
And
more
it looks like
Stalkers
this
getting
Nexus may
warped
go
in
down.
here.
Oh,
it does! He gets it!
All right,
man.
so Kiwi's anti-air is 3 Archons and 10 Stalkers. That's about it at the
bad.
moment. He's going to have to protect those. How many Infestors are on the ground? 5 of them, and they don't have a lot of energy, so I don't know if Kiwi can quite make that push yet. But, oh man, Stephano actually has a lot of banked resources. He's only going up to Lair Tech right now.
Look at this, 3 Roaches up at kind of where the back base is for KiWiKaKi, taking out one of the last Stargates that he has. So that's going to make it even more difficult to deal with those Broodlords.
But Kiwi has, this is basically it. I mean, he has to push, he has to do something now because these are all the minerals he has left. He's long distance mining them. He'll never save up enough for another Nexus. He's pulling his probes as well because why not?
Yeah, why not, man? I mean, it is, I think it might be Archon toilet time, dude. I mean, that is the only thing he can really do, I think, to win this game. I don't believe that he has enough anti-air to do it, but if he clumps all those Broodlords out and tries to kill them with the Archons, he's got a chance.
Okay, so the Broodlords are sitting back. They're trying to stay next to the Spine Crawlers and Spore Crawlers. Very smart, because Stephano can play a little bit defensive right now. 16 Roaches are being added to the mix. In addition, that Infestation Pit is being reestablished, so he is going to have a pretty scary army here in a bit. He's still got 1,100, 700 to work with.
I'm really glad that KiWiKaKi didn't send all his probes with this army. He sent some of them, but he's still doing that long-distance mining right now. Now, if you look at the income, Stephano does have 1,000 minerals banked up, 500 gas, while KiWiKaKi has almost nothing at all. He's creating 2 more Archons right now. He wants to make sure that when this final fight goes down, and I've got a feeling the next fight will be the final one, he is absolutely prepared for it.
Okay, he added a couple more Archons to the mix as well, so he has a little bit extra anti-air. He's got to make sure to not overextend those.
These Roaches for Stephano, we've got to give him credit for how much he's been harassing his opponent with them all game, sending in these little groups of Roaches here and there, just constantly picking away at the buildings and things like that. Both of these guys are just playing so good this game.
God, they really are. Stephano going to start making his way up and over the high ground. He's still using good positioning on those Broodlords and starting to slowly advance with those Spine Crawlers. The big army for KiWiKaKi is still just maneuvering itself back and forth. He is also up by 22 workers, so take that out of the equation. He's actually a little bit behind, or quite a bit behind in army. Stephano laying waste to a few probes that were transferring some minerals. But all right, man, we're going to have the final showdown here in a second. I'm not even going to bring up the production tab, as we have a few. I'm not even going to worry about that, as we have 3 more Infestors being added to the mix. Yeah, Stephano's going to make a few Infestors. That's about it. I'm more going to look at the units so we can keep track of the fight.
No kidding, man. This is going to be absolutely insane. You know what? The second just ticked by that made this officially the longest game I have ever professionally casted. So,
there you have it. Maybe we'll hit the 1 hour mark here in a second.
I like it,
but
man.
God, what a game to cast. This has been just amazing from beginning to end. All right, and so KiWiKaKi trying to stave off elimination in this tournament, making a stand around this mothership. Oh boy, and there we go. He is mined out.
Every
Not
mineral.
a mineral.
Almost every mineral.
The only minerals left on the map are these right here.
Yeah, that is it. Oh, are we going to fight?
Let's see.
You're not going to fight.
Nope. These probes being pulled.
Are we going to see a fight?
Well, we probably will here in a bit. A few Infestors are into the mix. Those Infestors actually have pretty good energy, so they'll be able to throw down some chain fungals and or neural parasites.
145 to 130. Now let's look at how much of that is workers. It's 30 of that, 34 of that is workers for KiWiKaKi, where only 14 of it is for Stephano.
This is actually really good for him because he's able to engage this defensive position without the army of Stephano being there. So that's actually
huge.
Pretty big for him.
You know, anything he can pick off at this point will be absolutely invaluable.
Oh, here come the Broodlords, though. Does Stephano want to engage?
And both players being just so careful, afraid to commit here just because it is scary to take that step, you know?
Oh my God. All right. So, man, you know what? KiWiKaKi wanted a rematch, and he certainly made the most of it because this game has been incredible.
Wow. See what happens when he doesn't forget Warp Gate research.
So now he's going to make his way over to the right. We're just waiting for that big push for one of these players to commit. KiWiKaKi's been loading
here
on
we
sides.
go.
Here it goes.
Oh, here we don't go. Here we go now for sure.
There's the fungal.
Look at the fungals
all the
on
units
everything.
Are revealed.
Oh, is he going to jump in there though? No, the Archon's not jumping in. The mothership just getting a little bit aggressive.
Oh, he got a second one. He got a second one.
The Archons are not jumping in. Oh,
there
goes
they
one.
are.
And
1.5 seconds, and then the Archons will come back. Stephano trying to get away, but the Colossi are doing so much damage.
Oh man, everything bunched up right there, and I think KiWiKaKi, is he going to have enough? Is he going to take out the Broodlords?
There are so few Broodlords left, just a couple left remaining on the field, and then it's all ground forces.
KiWiKaKi's got it!
He's got it! He's got it! He's got it! KiWiKaKi takes out the last Broodlord!
Oh
my God!
27 supply right now for Stephano. Stephano trying to make some units, but it is over, guys. KiWiKaKi is winning.
Wow!
Oh, I can't believe that!
Oh my God!
Wow. Oh man!
KiWiKaKi wins the most incredible game I have ever seen.
Oh, the crowd is on their feet, and I can't blame them.
Oh wow!
Wow, we got to get a shot of this crowd here. Chanting
I'll do it.
KiWiKaKi.
Kiwi!
This is insane.
Wow!
Wow.